Late night hype with Tyron Joe.
Yo, we are live. We are live tonight. Man. This the late night hype men edition. So this is the men edition. Ladies are welcome. Okay, ladies are welcome. But you gotta participate in the chat room. Okay. Ladies, you are welcome, but you must participate in the chat room. Let me see who we got on the line with us tonight. D, you there? Uh-oh. Yo, D, you there? Uh-oh, I hope I ain't. Yo,
Yeah,
D.
I'm here, boss.
Oh, okay, there you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, I'm here.
All right. Man, tonight, real quick, we're gonna talk about submission. We want to talk about submission. Uh man, tell us how was submission years ago compared to how submission is now?
Oh man, please don't do that to me. There's so many beautiful women out there that ain't gonna like what I say. See, now let me dag, I hate to play the race card, man, but let me see if I got a ace of spade in my pocket.
I gotta
Okay.
I gotta share this.
Okay, back in the day, since all the since Uncle Donald started his races rampant and everybody got caught up in it. Here's the setup. Back in the motherland, the women were submissive to the men. Whatever the men said, that was it. Wasn't no, I got to be equal to you. No, no, no. I'm
Yeah.
going to listen to you only if you follow the leader. No, no, it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't none of that. It was, I'm your man. You do what I say, and that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
I tell you, go out there and wrestle a bear. You wrestle that bear till the bear get tired.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
But see, like today, what women do today is they didn't get caught up in that 60 movement, burn the bra and women's lib and I'm equal to a man. And then they come up with this lie. Now I'm gonna quote a whole bunch of lie right now. Right now, are
Mm-hmm.
you ready?
Go ahead.
Here's a whole bunch of lie. Yeah, I'll follow him if he follow God. Shut up. You the one. You the one that went and picked that man. Why didn't you? If you want the man to follow God, why don't you do like God said? Let the man pick you. Don't you go out there picking the man. And then he went. Wait. I had to blame it on that Infamil and Similac. The young women today, they want to hook up with a man, and then they want to raise the man after he's grown.
Mm. So they want to be in control of everything. Sound like what you saying. They want to be in control.
Yeah, they didn't got caught up on Janet Jackson's record control. I'm in control. Yeah, honey, I'm gonna follow you, but first I got to make sure you following God. Now, how you gonna tell the man to follow God when you wasn't following God and you went out there and picked the man? You ain't saw nowhere in the book. Well, show me where you found anywhere in the tamper with King James version where it says, "Woman, go out there and pick you a man to be your husband." It always said, "Man, go get you a wife." So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of these women, and I hope they don't get too mad at me because I love all women, especially them that know how to act and stay in their lane.
Yeah.
See, a lot of these women, they'll go out there, they'll pick a man because he looks like Adonis and he's got a 7 digit on a year job. You know, they'll fly behind him and they'll pick him. And when he ain't around nobody, he's whooping that head like Joe Frazier whooping Ali. You know,
Oh my God.
and, and then and
Oh
then they
my
want to
God.
come back and say, he's so cute, he's so handsome. Oh, look, my man just bought me a mink coat. Yeah, he bought you a mink coat on Tuesday because Monday he was slapping that head around like the Rock'em Sock'em robot.
Mm. So you saying back in the day, that's how some of them became submissive.
Well, many years ago, during my 300 years of living,
Mm.
many years ago, the women, they were trained to obey the man of the house. They were trained like that.
Mhm.
And if the woman did not obey the man, then she was introduced to that Indian tribe that Eddie Griffith talked about. You know, the Slabaho.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This the man edition, y'all. Y'all in for a treat. I just had to share it with a lot of people, let people know.
Well, I mean, now women, don't get me wrong. Women, don't get me wrong. Don't get all antsy and pantsy about it. But you know yourself, women know they mother Eve start lying in the beginning, back in the garden, when she lied and said, "Oh, God has forgiven me. He has given me a man child." He didn't forgive her. That's why he gave her the man child, so she could continue to pay for the lie that she, the rule that she broke.
Mm.
Her Lord, Adam, told her, "We can't eat from that tree." But then her other Lord that she put over Adam said, "No, baby, go on eat that tree. Eat the fruit off of that tree and everything gonna be scully mildew." She said, "Oh, shucks, I like the way he talks. Look how he wiggles. Ooh, he the man for me." And then she ate the fruit. Boom, man, been going downhill ever since.
Let me say this real quick. If you just tuning in, you tune in to, we normally record the late night hype, but for this men edition of late night hype, I decided to go live because we want individuals to pull up. They had a whole bunch to say earlier today about a post that was made regarding submission, and I'm gonna do just a little bit of teaching right now, and I'm gonna teach you something. What does it mean to be submissive? What does it mean to submit? Submit means to freely let go of your will to fulfill the will of another. That's simply what it means. A lot of y'all talking about barking dogs and getting on your knees and beating your chest and all that. All that to me sound barbaric. But when you in the Lord's house and when you in the kingdom, ain't nothing barbaric up in there. Ain't that right, D? This peace in paradise. I don't know where D done went. I don't know where D done went.
I'm here, boss. I'm here. But I didn't want to. I just didn't want to bail right in there because I would like to hear. Now, listen to what I'm saying. I would like to hear a nice young lady that's intelligent and is willing to conversate on an intellectual level about the comment that you had on your Facebook today. But it's
Okay.
if if a woman is gonna come on and she can't stand the truth, like Jack Nicholson said when he told Tom Cruise, he said, "You can't handle the truth."
Yeah.
So woman come on and can't handle the truth. Now I'm gonna have to sit back and drink a Pepsi and let her go ahead and go for the gold.
Well, I'm gonna say this for the ladies. Now, ladies, if you come on here to talk, please know that it's like coming into the lion's den because it's nothing but men. It's nothing but men that's gonna be on this panel. So if you come here to talk, there's some rules. You got to come humbly. You got to come humbly because if you come out of line, hey, ain't nothing I can do for you once the lions get to you. Okay, there's nothing I can do. So this is fair warning right now. Fair warning, ladies. If you want to talk, you welcome to talk, but just know that you are in the lion's den. Let me bring. With that being said, let me bring Dwayne in. Hey,
What's going good with you, man?
what's going on, man? Not much, man. Look like you done had a eventful day today.
Yeah, man, I'm on the move, but I'm about to get settled, locked and loaded in a second. But I love what Mr. D was saying, man, because you know what he talked about the garden, man. Because it's like even if you don't believe, you know, we know we got some people that don't necessarily believe in the word or whatever, but even if you don't believe that, you get a picture painted. You know that whole garden thing is a very very clear picture painted of what happened in the beginning, and if you correlate that to now, it's very simple. It's very simple that you see a whole lot of the same things going on today. You got women that will be so quick to talk about what they got at home and what they doing and all this other different stuff. But the second there's another idea, the second that there's another mouth, that's a man, a cackling mama, whoever, they show, they tell. That's exactly what happened in the garden. The word, the law, everything was laid down. But the second she had an interaction with that doggone serpent, her ears were not closed to him. Her ears were open to him. Took it on somebody else, just like on the post today. As married as somebody claimed to be, they joined right in with a sip that was talking on there. You should be regurgitating the mind of your husband, not some other self. But see, that's the thing. You in a man's space already where you shouldn't be. It made me think about my children. I had to tell my sons, don't be crying talking about your sisters. We're in our room. I had to make them understand. Women, little girls are going to always want to be in boys' spaces because the cool stuff over here, son. The logic is over here. Because see, all that emotions and stuff that was going on earlier, I'm glad you said I'm glad you gave the precursor. If you're going to come over here, understand, just like earlier today when we had to get you in your place in the lion's den, it's going to happen again. If you want to come to the boys' room, we going to get you together because we got a backbone over here. And so all that other little stuff and the little steps that want to get on here and join with the females because they want to try to coddle them and make sure that you ain't going to never get no coochie from these females. So just stop trying to pander them.
That's
just
facts.
Stop.
That's facts. They ain't giving up no free coochie. Facts.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, D. This the Lions
Now,
game. You can talk as much as you want.
Now here's one thing I do want to say. Hey, what's up, King Dwayne?
Hey there, Pastor. 300 old, 300 years old, Pastor.
Hey, here's what I want to say, man. Now, I ain't up here to beat up no women and nothing like that. But listen, I want the ladies, if they got enough, shall I say, breastises to come on and speak up. Please let me know if you are a Bible believing woman or if you're a secular woman. Because see, there's two types of women. You got the women that say, "Hey, I'm following the Lord." How you gonna follow the Lord when you can't be submissive to the man that you picked out? I didn't say the Lord. I said the man that you picked out. So you know, it's kind of like this. A lot of church-going women run down to the divorce office when the tampered with King James Version Bible says divorce was not so from the beginning. Okay? And it says that for the hardening of your heart, Moses suffered it to be so. Because Moses knew God didn't want no divorces. So, you know, when these women that say that they're church-going women, say that they church-going women.
Go ahead, teach.
They go out there and pick their own men. They pick them. Because, you know, you can have 3 women walking down the street. 1 church, 2 seculars. And the guy can be walking down the street also. He'll walk past and say, "How you doing, ma'am? You sure look nice." "I'm look nice to you, boo." You know, hey, come on. The guy just gave you a compliment and you would have went off on the deep end. You see, and it's a lot of women that go to these church buildings that's got that same attitude. You can't tell them that they look good because they take offense at that. But then again, if you walk past them and don't speak to them, they, he ain't no man, ain't no men around. You know, you have to submit yourself unto the foundation of the order that things are put into. And then you can go about getting what you think you want. I didn't say what you want, what you think you want. Because most women go out there and pick a man, and he'll be good for them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then Thursday, he'll start unraveling himself and show who he really is. Then the woman gets upset. I've seen this in church women too. Get upset, run to the pastor. Oh, pastor, you need to pray for me. Pray for me and Brother Holmesby. Because me and Brother Holmesby ain't seeing eye to eye. And then they get mad. They get mad when the pastor said, now, Sister Holmesby, didn't I tell you that man was not your husband? I know, but he looks so good and he got a Fortune 500 job, and I had to marry him for somebody else married him. And, and you know,
Sister Hosby, see that you talk about some, Sister Hosby, she better watch herself because she picked the wrong one. She picked the wrong one.
Yeah, because you know, Sister Hosby, she gonna get upset at the pastor. Because he already told her ahead of time that ain't the one for you, but she want him for the material thing. What is the terminology? Oh yeah, the carnal things that she's seen. That's what she wants, the material and the carnal things. And she didn't follow the heed of her leader, who was the pastor, and said, "No, baby, you don't need him." And what happens? Sister Hornsby go out there, pick the man. The man treat her like a nice lady for 2 or 3 days. Then he unravel himself, and Sister Holmes be sitting up on the front row with sunglasses on a Sunday, you know, when it's raining outside. And Brother Pastor said, "Hey, Sister Holmesby, why don't you take your glasses off?" No, Brother Pastor, I don't want to take them off. Come on, sister, we in church. Take them off. Take off her sunglasses. She's sitting up there with them binoculars on. Man, he gave her 2 black eyes because she picked the man.
Man, let me.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna read this. I want to read the post that I made earlier, and I'm trying to see, and I'm gonna read some of these comments, and I'm trying to see where they see this at. Okay, greetings, fellas. Today is your day. Don't let me find out I got to put my passport to use to find a submissive baddie. Kevin Samuels and Associates has been dropping hints about traveling out the country. A homie of mine just got him one from Israel. He told me, and I quote, Lord Ty, it ain't nothing like it, just quiet, submissive, no back talk, no nothing. Sometimes I had to pinch myself to see if I'm dreaming. Just amazing. Paradise on earth. Fellas, with that being said, let's get those passports ready for a trip to the Holy Land, Israel. It'll be a 2-for-1, baddie, and we can see where Jesus walked the earth. Let's go. That's what the post said. But let's see. Let's look at the first comment. I ain't gonna say nobody's name, but the first comment said, "No back talking. Are you looking for a mate or a child?" Okay, any man that read that can explain what I meant by no back talking. Dwayne, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here, bro.
All right, can you explain that? Okay, when I said no back talking, or when the post said no back talking, what was I talking about?
All right. So like I told the dumb idiot, y'all can't read because I said the man's post is clear as that. It's clear than a mug. But you know, you got feminine energy that came on the post out the gate in the form of a simp. But you know that's how the devil is. So the serpent was already ready to jump on the scene, but we know what that is, so we stood tall with it. At the end of the day, my brother, you was trying to let these fools understand that we want cooperation and we want the femininity of the woman, and we want a cooperation.
Facts.
If we together, bro, number one, the scriptures say, "Let this mind be in you that is also in Christ Jesus." That's in Philippians. I'm gonna help y'all out tonight, and I know it's a 300-year-old elder on the line. He gonna back me up. At the end of the day, before all of that, let's go to the scripture that where the Most High lets it be clear that you to love your wives as he love his church, as he love his bride. Then somewhere along down there it talks about even, as I always ask people, how does Christ love us? Well, he sanctifies us and he represents us to him so that we can be a complete instrument for his glory. So you gotta submit in this life period, because that's kingdom-mindedness. That's kingdom-mindedness. So, like Mr. D was saying, a lot of these mothers sit up in these churches after they done ran from a real man and got that little divorce or whatever the case may be, or some of them ain't never have a man, but they got a string of children walking side by side with them. And you see her, you see the children, but you don't have no history of the man. You don't know what happened there. They just walking up in this pastor's church, which is dangerous, because you're going to have to do a background check on her, because you got a whole wife, but you're going to have this woman constantly talking about pastor. Nah. You should have covering. You should stop running from covering. And when you got covering, you don't run to men's spaces to go back and forth with men that ain't your husband when you can mess around and get mad over that man and then you in the space with your husband. That's some foolishness. So that's why we're talking about not the back and forth, the back talking, all this different stuff, because there's an order to this thing. There's a cooperation about this thing. When it's really godly and it's really kingdom, there's a cooperation about this thing, because if you're really loving, if you really gonna look at this thing the way the scripture said, it lets you know out the gate that that a man, first of all, where you know that a man's ready to be married is that he's full of teaching. He's ready to be a rabbi. He's literally ready to be Christ on earth. That's why Christ gave such an unequal responsibility, because they want to swear they're equal to us. No, if you're so equal, do what God commanded us to do. And that's a heck of a tall order. Because we got to love you romantically and all that stuff, and then we got to love you sacrificially, because Christ died for his people. Christ died for his bride. So at the end of the day, to cooperate with that, if the scriptures say for us to love her like Christ did, well, we know Christ taught his disciples. Christ gave an example. Christ walked in a certain way. And that's why his students and his disciples called him rabbi, because you take on his mind. And when you're taking on his mind, you ain't got time to run your mouth, because you're trying to learn. Your wife and your children are your number 1 and 2 pupils. They should want and thirst for your mind, just like a man wants and thirsts for the mind of Christ. Because we got to, in order to be like him, in order to love like him. I don't understand how much more I got to break it down for these scallywags out here that want to go back and forth. It's foolishness. And so when you got a man that understands, that's how we're trying to write it out for these simps and these scallywags, because just because you're married don't mean you ain't scallywag. You just got past somebody. You infiltrated something. But I promise you,
saying I got weird energy.
Yeah. And I had to go ahead at that. Because I mean up in that clowning, bro.
Let me see this. Cause I mean some of the comments I don't even
You never said, bro.
Right.
You never said nobody had to be quiet. You never said nobody had to be weak. None of that. But that's a wise man once told me, when you're dealing with a woman to really know her, you have to stick to the facts. If you stick to the facts, all they're going to do is let all this emotional, non-logical crap out. And the spirit of a simp going to do the same thing. That's why they had to go right to some stupid like pedophile, because they had no facts.
That's what I'm saying. Sounds like classic pedophile behavior to me. I mean, like, come on, man. That's straight up a low blow right there.
And that's why she's struggling.
I'm like classic pedophile. I'm like, we talking about grown women. So we don't even go there. We talking about grown women. But
they hate when they lose, man. They hate when they lose. Oh, they picking all these other women. No, just be what you need to be.
All right.
Well, if I could.
Go ahead.
If I could, I'd like to piggyback off what the king said. A lot of these women are caught up in, I want to be like Sister Cornbread. You know, Sister Cornbread, she got this going on, she got that going on. I want it too. Now, remember what Bobby Womack said in his song. He said, woman, if you think you're lonely now, just wait until the night.
Facts.
You ain't
Facts.
seen that. You ain't seen that yet.
And see, some women, I hate to play the race card, but if you check it out, more women that consider themselves African American women are the most disobedient women they got on the planet. Go to the Middle East, the women is yes, sir. You go to the you go to the motherland, Africa, the women is obeying their man.
Yes,
you go any other country you go to Mexico. Go to Mexico. You'll see the Latino women. They going out there working. They doing everything. And Big Papa sitting at home watching TV with his feet kicked up on the ironing board, waiting for her to come home and iron his shoes. You know. But you look at the African American women. They give their men the hardest time in the world. And you don't even have to take my word for it. Look around this world. Women want to be equal with a man, but if you look around the world, everything that is controlled got a man head. Everything. Women get up there, they get in the Fortune 500 company, okay? Who's the boss? The man. Okay, they got a board of directors. How many women is on the board of directors? One woman, 6, 7 men. You see, there's no way around it. God has ordained, and I hate to use this, but God said in the Tamper with King James Version, I give man dominion over everything. Now, you don't find nowhere in there where he says, now, I'm going to give man dominion over everything, and I want his wife to be equal to him. When Eve was conceived, better yet, when Eve was made, and women don't like to hear this term, but it's true because the Bible said it. Eve was a spare rib. She was a spare rib. And a lot of women today don't like to take their place as a spare rib. They want to be equal to a man when there's not a woman on this planet that can be equal to a man. There's a woman out there that can do some things, but she'll never be equal to a man. And as soon as most women, specifically the Black American women, as soon as they get it in their head that they are to walk beside the man and not ahead of the man or equal with the man, then things will be a whole lot better. If you look around, a lot of women don't like to admit this, but the lighter pigmented women are more submissive to men than the darker pigmented women.
Oh, most definitely.
I mean, you know, I've seen them, and I could go lay hands on some of them that will actually say, okay, my man, he wants to go build an airplane. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to work, hold down the house and work while he go build an airplane. Now, flip that pancake over. The darker pigmented lady or the African-American sister, she like, fool, are you crazy? If I'm going to work, you going to work too. If I'm going to clean the house, you going to clean it too. Middle Eastern women don't say that.
No.
Asian women don't say that.
No.
Mexican women don't say that. But you've got the African-American woman sitting up there beating her hands on her chest hollering, Umgawa, I'm the same as you. Hey man, any women out? You got the number up there so the women can call, or did they forget to wear their big women, they granny panties today?
It ain't no women in the chat. Any woman get in the chat? If any woman get in the chat, let me know. I'll send you the link. But because we already have a phone number. D on the phone line. He got the phone line tied up. But I'll send you the link so you can come on the screen. But let me read this though. He said there's some weird energy. He said there's some weird energy, bro. I have no use for a woman that can't speak her mind or show strength outside of me. Stop right there. The post didn't say nothing like that. That's what I was talking about earlier with King Dwayne. The post didn't say nothing like wanting a woman that can't speak her mind or show strength outside of me. The post talks about submission, and let me put that definition back up there one more again, because we need to really see this, because this was it's talking about. Hold on, where is it? Okay, it's talking about submission, meaning that you are freely, so you freely submit your will to fulfill the will of another. Okay, you freely doing it. It's not like somebody has a gun to your head. It's not like you are being, put under pressure. It's because you want to do it. And that's what I'm being told, is that in some of these other countries, there are women that's looking for a man to submit to.
My God.
They looking for him. Soon as that man come up, they like these pictures that they like the thing pictures that I had. You see how these women on the picture, the one woman in the middle, she got her hands up. The other woman on the end, she got her two hands up. The other one is kneeling. Come on, it's like they praying in a submissive stance with wide arms, welcoming the man. That's in other countries. You don't see that too much in America. Are we doom and gloom? Are we doom and gloom, D?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what.
Come on, talk to me.
See, here's the situation, my brother. Here it is, right here. They like to get upset every time you look around. The black man ain't no black men. They all want to go after the white woman. They want to go after the Asian woman. Look, the black man has enough headache being a black man. He don't want to work on a job for 8 to 10 hours, wrestling with his boss, and then got to come home and wrestle with Susie Q because she didn't cook the dinner. you check out most of the women from anywhere except for, well, let me put it like this. I don't want to make too many women upset at me, but let's do it like this. Most African American women always get upset when the man go outside his race and get another woman. Mm-hmm. But most of the time when the man go outside his race and get another woman, the woman he gets is more submissive than the tiger at the house. You see what I'm saying?
Did he say tiger? Oh man, have you been watching Kevin? Have you been watching Kevin? Because I watched that episode the other day.
If we got a tiger at the house, it's dangerous.
Yeah, if you got a tiger at the house, you don't want no tiger at the house, because you don't want to bring your loose girlfriends over, because all of them gonna get thrown in the bunch. All of them going to the bunch, Dwayne.
Did he just say the bunch?
They all go to the bunch.
Back. Yeah, man. Back. Now I'm gonna ask you a question, King. I'm gonna ask the King a question now, because see, he's a young man and I'm 300 years old, so I've been out of focus a little bit. But King, answer this for me. Why do especially the darker pigmented women want their men to treat them like a queen and call them a queen when they acting like a hooligan? I mean, answer that question for me, King. I mean, I want to hear your answer on that while I guzzle down this Pepsi.
Well, first off, you got to understand the nature. By nature, whether they want to accept it or not. And I had a talk with a few women in my family, and that I'm close to in a circle, just having kind of conversation with the ladies. And I told them for years, I've addressed young men, and I told them, you have to know, because there is a collective fight, just as being men, like you just said, just being men, we have a spiritual fight all over the world. You have to know what that fight is so you can combat it. Same way with the women. By nature, you can go all the way to the beginning. they have a spiritual fight, a spiritual battle. And that thing that's strongest in them is that narcissism. That's why they're so vain. I got to get my nails done. I got to have these heels on. And he got to be taller than me in heels. I got to put these lashes on. I got to wear this makeup. Nobody want to be in nothing real. Is all superficial and just foolishness. So now you speed that up to the things they've been fed over the years through media, through all these avenues, through the metaverse, all these filters they can play in. Everything says you a queen, 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 queen. They don't got to earn nothing. They don't got to earn nothing, Mr. D.
Teach.
They don't have to earn a thing. And we out here busting our tail. I made the little funny video. I saw a lot of y'all seen it about, I got titled it, it was my first part in the volume where I talked about how, you got a lot of women that complain about a man and this, that, and the other. And like you said, this equal thing. But when it was -7 degrees out there, and that snow was coming down on a brother, and we was out there in that snow working like we was working regardless, fending for our families, driving them trucks, people all over the road and different things like that, driving over the road and different things like that. Didn't hear not too many of them same women want to jump up and say, you know what, I got that baby. I'm going to do that baby. You know what I'm saying? So we out there conquering the world because that's what Mufasa do. That's what Simba does. We out there conquering the world. And you're right. We don't want to come home to the foolishness, man. But if you've been fed that you ain't got to work for nothing, that everything is Disneyland program, that no man's ever going to set any rules of engagement or no parameters, that, when you go back and forth and you act like a child and you act like, instead of being his woman, you act like his little sister and irritate him all day 24/7, that's just relationships, baby. But he's supposed to be a knight shining armor and save you, come jumping around in that white horse like in Disney fantasy movie. Nah, we ain't doing that. Because you have a job to do. You done had your little fairy tale wedding and all this other different stuff. It's a job to do. And a lot of these mugs, when they get done with their wedding, they so entitled. Even when they come to, you can go all the way back to the beginning when you quote unquote dated her. She was letting you know who she was just by her demands for the first date and the second date, and if there's a third date, and what she thinks the ideal date should be, and all this other different stuff. There's too many parameters for them to be entitled to other people's stuff that they never worked for. And you prove your worth by what you earn, by what you work for. You ain't work for nothing. You ain't got no worth over here at my table. You got to earn this. That ain't misogyny. That ain't nothing. That's me being a man who has discipline, because even my Savior was an ascetic. 33 years on earth, he was an ascetic. He didn't have no wife. He didn't do anything. He was extremely disciplined. So all y'all that's claiming y'all can marry this Christ, y'all gonna just usurp the man he gave you and say, I'm gonna marry Jesus. No, you ain't, because he didn't do that on earth. He's an ascetic. He was too disciplined to think about that. That's why he gave you us. We ain't good enough. And then their gripe is Willie with the Most High, but they know better than to charge God foolishly, so they try to be mad at us for how God created this order. Nah, that ain't how we doing this. And we who actually take the time to learn, and we're not ignorant, because the more ignorant you are as a man, this is what you allow. But when you're not ignorant, they don't understand that language. No, they befuddled. Like, oh my God, he's not a fool. He's not a clown. Oh my goodness, I can't just walk all over him. He's got a backbone. But then you got these little simps that squeeze on in, like Ty was just talking about a second ago. To what you said earlier, Ty. Yeah, you didn't say none of that in your post. And that dude didn't start that off either. It started with a woman, and he rode that wave, and he backed her up and echoed all the foolishness he was saying. So that's what you got going on. You got these women out here. They're so entitled. They call themselves divas, queens, goddesses, and everything else, and they ain't earned a thing. And our problem is really not with them. It's with the simps that back them up, because when we actually are men and stand 10 toes down, it's a simp somewhere. You hear this? I always joke with Ty. When you out and they laugh because a woman was standing all in your face, he was 4'11", stepped up in 6'8" man face, And nobody said nothing when she was all in his face, hitting him, touching him, all this different stuff. They laughing. Second, he just up. Is everything okay over here? That's a simp.
Hey, let me.
You better run.
Let me say something.
You better run. That's a
say
simp.
something real quick, if I could.
Go ahead, D.
Okay, here it is. The only reason why a so-called man. Now I'm just gonna be just flat out gangster with this. The only reason why a so-called man would back up a lady speaking that old phony propaganda like that is because he's not a man. As they say down south, he's a pair of pants. He's not a man.
Yes, sir.
Because if he was a man, he would tell her, wait a minute, sister, you're a little bit out of order. Get back in your lane. You know? But a lot, a lot of guys, would back up a woman hoping that they can get the two-step and play backdoor shotty.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I see a whole lot of women, they do little crazy things like that now, like the King said. When I was traveling around with the band years ago, I saw little short women in the nightclub. They come in with a dude 7'5". The women get to drinking, get to feeling tipsy, and then they want to start talking crazy to the dude that brought them in. Here he is, Joe Blow, 7'5", and he telling little cute shorty, 4'2", hey, mama, calm down. You getting out there. You making a scene. And then she wants to bristle up at him. She jumping up in the air to slap him upside the face, and everything like that. And then you got some guy out there want to be super slim. He runs over there. Hey, Miss Lady, we got a problem here. Where was he at when 7'5" told a girl, you making a scene? He should come over there and say, hey, Miss Lady, you much too beautiful to be carrying on like that. Won't you calm down? But instead of that, he like, go ahead on, little shotty. Go on up there, jump up in the sky so you can slap him upside the face. Right. You can't reach him unless you jump up. So you jump up and slap him. And when you get through slapping on him, I'll be outside the door to take you home. Now I'm gonna say this. This is a true saying, and this is not for the secular women because everybody don't believe in the tampered with King James version. Absolutely. This is for the women that consider themselves Christian, that act like they want to go to church, but they dress themselves up so they can go fishing at church.
Facts.
They go fishing at church. Now, for the women that go fishing at church, quote me if you can. The scripture says in the tampered with King James version that Jesus, the body of God, submitted himself to the will of God.
Yeah.
Did I accidentally quote that right?
Yeah.
The body,
to the will.
Jesus submitted himself to the power of God.
That's on his mind. These
women that act like they so saved and going to church, if you submit yourself to the will of God, he will provide you with the correct man so you as a spare rib can fit to your man and be like Paul said in the book of Corinthians, let every man have his own wife. And we got too many women running around here. Let me call them what they are. We got too many spare ribs running around here marrying a man that ain't theirs.
Baby back.
And that's why they be singing that song like Natalie Cole. I'm catching hell because they got the wrong man.
Right.
But if they go ahead and present themselves like a reasonable, intelligent young lady, they will get a man that they can fit their spare rib right into his side, and they can walk down the street as one.
Exactly.
Instead of running out here hollering, ain't no men around. No, not the kind you want.
Exactly.
The kind you want to raise a man. You don't want a man. And and sometimes I hear these, I think they consider themselves men. But anyway, sometimes I hear these fellers, they take and they'll jump on the bandwagon with a woman. knowing right as they jump on the bandwagon, they know this lady is wrong. They know she's lying. They know she's out of her line or out of her lane. But he'll jump on the bandwagon and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna get them brownie points because I'm hitting that the end of the night."
The whole
man, I'm listening to y'all.
Man, that's just a lame way to get you some. If you gotta stand on some other man's shoulders,
right? Be a foot soldier out here.
Yeah, you gotta stand on another man's shoulder to get what you need. You can't go get it yourself. Come on, man. What kind of man is that? Man, I wanted to show this video though. Of originally what that post was about. Let me show this video. Let me try to share this screen real quick. Share the screen.
Yeah. Time while you trying to do that, to add to what Mr. D said, some of these women they divorced they actual husband, and now they out here in the churches trying to look for something else.
Oh yeah, they look for some strange.
Everything. They took the father out of position where he covers the children and all that. They out the house.
You already know. I'm gonna play this video though. Let me hit this video. Oh man, please no commercials. Oh.
Let me give a big shout out to Richie Mack. This is the gentleman who's killing it. His videos are so slick. Really, I don't think I've ever seen. I don't know if I've seen YouTube videos that have his type of production value.
I'm the Travel OG, and I traded in my Hollywood lifestyle.
Man, I'm weak already. I'm weak.
Can you see it, D?
Oh yeah.
Man, this is for fair use, reactionary purposes. Don't give us a strike.
The man on the front line who tells the truth to men and women. Wait, stop the music. Before we get into this, I want to give a shout out to the lead attorney.
We all ready?
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
All right, look who we got in the house. We got our man Richie Mack in the house. Richie Mack, how are you doing?
What up, Lee? Thanks, TLA, for supporting me. Let me come on your channel, man. I really appreciate it. You sent a lot of subs over to me too. Thank you, brother. Now, let's get back to the lecture at hand. K-Sam,
I don't think you brothers understand.
One love to the FBI. How we doing, everybody?
Meaning feminine, beautiful.
Love's a baby that grows up wild, and he don't do what you want him.
Hold on.
Him to.
And inspiration.
My wife Vanessa, you guys don't know this, but the last game, I don't know if I can do this thing. She said, I want to show you something. I got a gift for you from Magic, from Shaq, from Michael Jordan, all with personal messages. And when I saw that, I knew that I had to turn it up. Thank you, baby, for being an inspiration to me.
To me, the right inspirational person can bring out the best in anybody.
Come on. Teach.
FBI. Even though I don't think I'll ever get married again, I have an FBI woman here in Thailand.
Look at that.
Let me present the evidence.
Look at that.
Yes, sir.
She's feminine, beautiful, and by the way,
let me get my passport.
She inspires me every
I'm telling you, bro. Look, she cooking for him.
She lets me get my work done. She doesn't nag. She makes me breakfast every morning. And she can fry some chicken.
What?
I know how to fry. I even taught her how to make grits. She makes me grits in the morning. She's learning pancakes. She's a good cook. I mean, whatever I like or whatever makes me happy, that's what she does to keep me happy. And I do the same for her. She makes me dinner at night if we don't go out. She brings me tea before she goes to bed. And Noodle, walking it out. Noodle. We're walking it out. Say, walk it out. Yeah. She even took up golf because she saw it was something I enjoyed doing. I told her Tiger Woods was half black and half Thai, and she lost her mind. There's a lot of people in Thailand that are certain age that don't know Tiger Woods is half
Thai.
Thai.
I'll see y'all later, man.
That's like black people.
Oh, wait.
Sometimes
home.
Nah,
she likes
look.
golfing
No,
more than
I ain't
me.
going for real. That's what I'm talking about right here. Look at the screen.
That's what we do. We golf in the house. Oh, little, let me see you hit the golf ball.
Hey,
Hold
Tyler.
If somebody
Hey,
said my
Tyler.
suitcase is at the airport waiting on me,
Hey, look at my screen.
I see you. I see you.
I'm out, man. I'm gonna be out.
I see you. Dwayne got here.
Nice. Nice.
you say you got the 2-for-1 sale going on?
Hey, don't I get a turn? When's my turn?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Man, it's just peace and paradise look like over
Hold
there.
that ball. All right.
Yep.
All right, you better not break the window.
I'm trying to take this trip to Hawaii, man.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about.
She plays the
Yes, sir.
Oculus Quest with me.
Lord.
Oh, my God. Man.
For trying just about anything with me, including taking a dip in the pool.
This man hit the jackpot.
Being a domestic
Tell
partner
you.
is normal for her. I take care of the bills, she takes care of the house.
Okay.
Kind of
That's how it's supposed to be.
Let me give you another example. As I'm editing, she'll see my fingernails
See?
dirty and start cutting my nails. I can't make this up.
Wow.
Look at that.
I'm up here trying to edit.
Hey, who that remind you of?
Ooh.
And this one.
What?
So I told you, the my post who took care of my hands.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You said you don't even fight it no more.
I can't go around it, man. Like, man, let me get some hands. I'm like, straight
For
up.
some American women, this is a bad or weak thing. Not to her, and definitely not to me. This is my version of FBI. And when I take her out, she looks beautiful for me.
Come on,
Man,
come
She
on.
already has
Okay.
beautiful brown skin.
You ain't got to fight with her, okay?
To give her that
You know
vibration.
what I mean?
I'm not saying all women in Thailand are like this, but I'm saying when you're dating a woman in her 30s, it's a good chance this is what you're gonna get.
Wow.
Like my man Skyler says, I'm waiting for somebody in the chat room that's been here to tell me I'm lying. This is my partner in crime, my lover, my friend, my translator, my right hand here in
Man, shout
Thailand.
out to Zoom to
The
Thailand.
craziest part of it all,
Yes, sir.
women outnumber the men here. It seems like 40 to 1.
You hear that? 40 to
Some
1.
women love black men.
That's on
I'm gonna
point.
do an episode on
Ooh,
that as well.
40 to 1 out there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We gotta go. We gotta go to
Oh, my
Thailand.
God.
Means black in Thai. And after she saw
Look
those
at all that.
ladies that sound like that,
Hey,
guess
if you
what
go out
she
to
did?
Thailand and you miss, man,
Right
come
out
on.
and laid out, got it.
Man, it's
You
on the
must be
pop.
blind. You go out there and miss.
That's on the pop. We going.
Keep bringing you quality videos.
So I think they
Yes,
said
sir.
that Corona stuff lifted. I think you can travel to Thailand.
Let me know how I'm doing, or any
Man, it's
suggestions
on
you
that
might
too.
have to keep you motivated. I don't understand how people hate on people for having passports.
Right.
But really,
Fact.
hate, you can hate on me. I want to thank Scott for thinking smart financial.
This information isn't out there specifically for black men. They don't understand the economics. In a lot of these different countries, the women put their best foot forward first. And Kevin Samuels mentions this a lot of times, and I got to give him credit. He calls the women out for their submissive, conditional femininity. The women overseas, especially in South America, are feminine from beginning to end. They're more appreciative.
See South America.
I'm looking forward to working with you, brother, in the future.
Is that where Thailand is?
Shout out to Poor Man's Podcast.
As well.
South America.
No, brother, no. You got to go east. Go to Asia.
Asia. Okay.
O'Shea Duke Jackson for being a real one in my home state.
Right outside China there.
Oh, okay.
Year, y'all. Shout out to all the people in the comment section. We got something big happening in 2022. So join the family.
He got a concierge.
Stay in contact, bang that bell, and I'll catch you on the next. And while you're watching this, I'm gonna start working on the next video.
Man, he got what is it? A concierge thing bid. That's why I'm really thinking about going. It's kind of steep though. Them prices kind of steep, but he got some packages though. For whatever you trying to get into, he said he got a package. Like if you coming there to have you some little fun with some happy ending massages, They got a package. They got a package that'll take care of all that. If you just trying to go to see what that nightlife is like, they got a package to take care of that. So, man, shout out, man. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Shout out to my dude, Zoom to Thailand, Richie. Please don't give me no copyright claim for sharing that video. We just a reaction to let the people know that what I was talking about earlier ain't no joke. Hey, the guy was talking about the one guy in there was talking about South America, like going to Brazil. Man, just women just submissive in general because they understand and they was raised differently to understand the role of a man.
Right.
And that's the problem, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with today's woman. I ain't gonna just say today's black woman because hey, the white ones and all of them like that too. That's the problem is this is America. I can do whatever I want to do. I can do whatever I want to do. I can say whatever I want to say. They feel they got so much freedom till they freedom has overstepped their boundaries to making them seem like they a man.
Absolutely.
Well,
they not no man. They not no man.
You could definitely be over free and abuse liberty. Anything you got liberty, you got freedom, you can abuse it. And yes, you are right. They'll say stupid stuff like that because they're westernized and all that different stuff. You know, I had that conversation with a young lady from Israel. And like, man, she said, number one, it's like over here, people break up for any reason. Women break up for any reason. And so then you look at the numbers to match what the young lady from Israel said. Yes, 70s, 80% divorce because you don't understand what marriage was to begin with, but you sitting in the church and you think praise and choir and all this other stuff is really what that's about. Nah, you need to be taught something. You need to be taught something because your pastor, your first pastor, is going to be your husband at home. That's why he's called a priest, teacher, rabbi. All that stuff falls under the priest. He should be your Lord if you actually took on his mind and agreed to submit, like Ty said at the beginning with the definition. You agree because you understand it's an agreement. Like, come on, man. It ain't hard.
Yeah, most definitely. And ladies, don't forget the stats. Don't forget the stats. It says what the stats say? Black people are much more likely to be single, 59% than any other race, and black women, 62%, are the most likely to be single of any sector. Ain't that crazy? The black women, 62%.
Unbelievable.
But then they want to talk about somebody
they blaming us.
Bash.
Right. They blaming us. They can't never just be accountable, bro.
Has any of you guys been to Cancun, Mexico?
Nah, but I want to go, bro.
I ain't been. I got a passport.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you. King. If you go to Cancun, Mexico, they got a little island. They got a little island out there. It's called No Woman's Island. If you go solo. Don't take a woman with you. You got to go solo. I'm talking about beauty queens 10 to 1. For every one man, there's 10 beauty queens at No Woman's Island.
We gotta go.
And the reason why they call it No Woman's Island is because most men that go out to Cancun and go to this island, which is about, I guess, maybe 15 to 20 miles away from Cancun, most men that go out there with their women come back and the women are ready to divorce the guys.
Facts. I bet they are.
I mean, you know, now when my first wife was alive, man, we went to Cancun and I was crazy. I took the tour. I went to No Woman's Island, and the guy at the hotel was telling me, he said, "You need to leave your wife here, because if your wife goes, there's gonna be a problem when you get back." I was crazy. Took my wife, and I was getting slapped upside the head about every 3 minutes.
That's because
I already know he was up there looking like,
Hey man,
but see the thing is, she couldn't have no competition.
You can't even respect me enough not to look. What? And I'm like, I got eyeballs. That's what my eyes are for to look.
Facts. That's a security thing right there.
I mean, it's crazy. But if you ever go, tell the tourists or whoever take you out there, you want to go to No Woman's Island, and you want to make sure. You want to make sure that if you take a woman with you, leave her in the hotel to get a massage or something. Yeah. You'll be gone for about 5 hours, but you'll enjoy yourself.
No, I'm not taking no one. I ain't taking no woman with me to Thailand.
I am weak.
I ain't taking no woman nowhere on trips like that. No women allowed. Even to Vegas. But no, Vegas, they got them nasty type of people that be out there. I heard they said some of they hoes be looking nasty out there. So no, I ain't messing with them.
Yeah, man, I ain't been out there. But yeah, man, it's funny, man.
They're not allowed to come. They are not allowed to come. No, sir.
But see, as you're showing the statistics up there.
Yes, sir.
Remember what I said earlier. The darker pigmented lady, she winds up, single with the cat sitting on the steps wondering when the roaches are coming home and all of that.
Yeah.
Because she is more apt to try to be a man because she done went and picked her man.
Mm.
Now I ain't gonna get religious on nobody, but the Tempered Wit King James Version says the Tempered Wit King James Version said, if a man finds a wife, not a woman, not a lady, but if he finds a wife, he finds a good thing.
It ain't too
many.
You see what I'm saying? It ain't too many wives out here.
Hey, Mr. D, can you break? Hey, Mr. D, can you break that down? Because you got some simps out here think find this actually mean go chasing and got your nose wide open.
Come on, teach, brother.
Can you break down what that educate that logical find this mean? Because I'm pretty sure that's a man that's on his road of purpose, and he just kind of I know exactly what I need.
Teach.
Well, I didn't got myself in enough trouble, so I'm gonna go ahead and let the king go ahead and break that down. I had to make sure I don't show myself on TV too much because I walk down the street and they start throwing rocks and tomatoes and stuff at me.
Oh man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. They got a lot of things twisted, man. They think that our focus is supposed to be locked up in them, man. We really locked up in them, man. Every whimsical, capricious emotion that emotes out of them, man, we'll be all bamboozled, man. We'll be messed up. We'll be all off our focus, all off the things that we need to do to provide. And like I say, man, the Christ, when he walked this earth, he was full of knowledge. So much so that it erupted out of him. He couldn't help but teach. When you have reached a certain point as a man, you've used your 20s to bump your heads and go through your progress and go through your process. By them late 30s and into your early 40s, you got all that knowledge that you done bumped your head and you done figured out what the laws are and you know what your opportunities are. All the things that Mr. D is putting it out there, letting us know that's out here. Now, by that time, a single man is going to be doing one or two things. He's going to be traveling, and he's going to find these things out that Mr. D talked about because he's going to have his passport traveling, or he's going to make the decision to be a lion. He's going to look for a pride, and he's going to start building his legacy because he's going to grab a wife. He's going to be looking for that. He's going to find a wife that actually is absolutely okay. They've made their deal. They've had their conversation, and all he had to say is not make some drop down to the knee, give you this ring type of, because that ain't no proposal. But what he's done is given you a real proposal, offered you a future, a vision. And if you hear this vision and you are qualified to multiply it and amplify it, you're going to be a woman that's be quick to make that deal with that man because you are fit and qualified for the job. But because there's not many out here, they're more qualified for receiving that ring and all that other foolishness. And then running back to that girl talking about, I'll be married, girl. It happened today. Check it out. You ain't been qualified for nothing. and it's all gonna be exposed. It's all gonna be like the little meme that was traveling around. The whole building was on the fire, and they say when you hire somebody who wasn't really qualified, set it outside, whole building on fire.
Absolutely,
because you lied on your application. You told that man
Hey man, is there some kind of way that some folks can call in? Cause folks are blowing up my other phone, man. I'm getting a few calls on the other phone.
They want to call in.
Yeah, some folks on the other end of the phone, man. They want to call in and poop and holler. I guess I done got up under somebody's feathers or something.
Tell them I can send them the link, and they don't have to come on with their camera. They can turn their camera off and speak.
Okay.
Where they at? Because matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. We about to do that. I'm about to drop the link in the chat.
Yes, sir. Pull that Kevin.
Hey, I'll tell them that they can go to YouTube, and then they can go ahead and click it on and talk to you through YouTube.
Yeah, tell them the link is in the chat.
Okay. In the meantime, listen, a lot of women. I know there's a lot of women that's really gonna be getting on Ty's head about tonight's program, because it's like my man said, they can't handle the truth. Now, here's the setup. Why does a woman? Well, let me say this. Why does most darker pigmented ladies expect a man to jump at their beck and call, and then they'll get right up and tell their buddies, ain't no men out there? Yeah, somebody explain that to me. You know, I'm 300 years old. I ain't hip to that.
Well, the thing is why they say it ain't no men out there, because number one, that's the key word good that you use. That's usually ain't no good men out here. Their good is actually correlated with boring. So, you know, that man that's taller than them when they put on heels, he gotta be taller than me when I put on heels. That ain't gonna make you last 20 years. That ain't gonna make you last 30 years because he taller than you when you wear heels. It ain't gonna make you last 30, 40 years because he built like Adonis, like Mr. D always say. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna make you last 20, 30 years in a relationship because he's some street knucklehead, and he's a church bad boy. That's the one I love. He's a church. He's a holy thug. You a holy thug? But they say he a holy roughneck. He's Peter.
I don't know what a holy thug is. A holy roughneck.
Man, look, I done heard some foolishness out this world, but they talk about ain't no good men. What they really said is the one that I want, like Mr. D said earlier. That one that I wanted ain't no more out here. He back out here. I want that bad boy. I need him. I need the energy to match my.
They want that one that be choking them. They want that one that be choking them.
It's too boring. It's too boring. That doggone Mr. D, that doggone Lord Ty, they actually paying the bills and taking care of me. That's too doggone boring. That's what the issue is. That's what it is.
So she want what your boy what your boy be doing, that be singing to the camera. What's your boy name? That be singing to the camera. You did a reaction video. He's singing to the camera.
What series I did? Oh man, I forgot dude's name. I know just you talking about too.
Oh, I forgot Lil Homie name, but man, somebody had him up on their YouTube page the other day. But Lil Homie,
hey, did you brothers get it?
Go ahead.
Did you brothers get a chance to see that clip I sent y'all?
Oh yeah.
Where the girl was having a temper tantrum in the car.
Yeah,
man.
He was like, no more dick. That's how you get them though, man. That's how you get them. That's how you get them. That's one of the ways you get them to calm all that noise down. Tell them no more dick, and you ain't gonna give them no food. Them the main two things.
You can tell she wanted to say something so bad. Every time she got ready, he said, "Nope, no more, nope."
She had to chill, sit on that lily pad and chill.
Right. Hey, you a fool. Hey, he say this man actually trying to teach his family and lead the children and cover them in the house. I gotta kick him out of here. They be so toxic, man. They be so toxic.
Man, hey, look at this, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. This right here just messed me up.
Okay.
I was scrolling through Facebook and I done seen this. I'm like, man, this world really is going to hell. I'm trying to tell you, this world going to hell. Look at this mess, y'all. Look at this mess. Y'all see that?
Yeah, I saw that trash.
And that's my girl. I love me some Brad. I love me some Brad, but Brad better stop with that foolishness. Talk about she about to become a mommy.
So hey, now I heard your girl. I heard your girl, the Brad, say on the Smiley Show one morning on TLC. Brad said that she really didn't know love until she ran into your girl there because she was in a bad spot and your girl hit her up. And when your girl hit, when a girl hit her up, she got the feeling that connection. So old girl turned out to Brad.
Wait, Nadine, when you say when she hit her up, what do you mean by hit her up?
Well, what she did, well, she was in the studio recording a song, and Brad was going through a real rough time in her life, and the girl got to talking to her and hit that little soft spot that all women got.
Oh my God!
And next thing you know, they start going out to dinner. They start going out to dinner and different things like that. And next thing you know, Brett starts singing that song, "I'm in love." Listen, brother. Listen, brother. Now, I understand why some women get offended when we come down hard on women. I understand why.
Why?
Because, see, in today's world, unless you go and get your woman's background, you might be hooking up with a dude that had the transformation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's why so many. Now, some of them women that give you a hard time on Facebook about what you posting, because see, they really don't read it. They really don't read it. They just see your name up there. They just see Ty up there, and they just automatically get mad.
Go in.
Yeah, Ty.
Exactly.
Because he got that old 300-year-old man, Mr. D, on his show, and he just gets me in places I just can't mention.
Right.
Hey, now you talking. Now you talking.
Yeah, he get him in a hard place. That rock in that hard place. we got somebody here in the phone queue. I mean, we got somebody here in behind stage. Their name is Staying Alive.
Wait. Go ahead, Staying Alive.
Their name is Staying Alive. You're gonna have to turn it down. Turn it down in the background.
Huh?
Staying alive. You are live.
Can you hear me?
Turn it down. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, so here's my question. A woman gets with a man, right? And she's submissive to him.
Oh, I know who that is.
Okay, look. But he rejects every bit of the submissiveness. Why is that?
Hey, did y'all want to answer that, or did y'all want the old goat to answer that?
Yeah, you saying the man is rejecting every bit of the submissiveness?
Yeah, I'm not talking about sexual submissiveness. I'm talking about the whole femininity part, the whole, woman doing the wifely duties,
well, I know
being
some
a
men don't want
mother.
that. Some men don't want that.
Then how can a woman be submissive if the man isn't sharing what he wants? See, the whole submissive goes both ways, because in order for a woman to be properly submissive, the man has to submit to give her the knowledge.
Hey, Lord Ty.
Wait,
can I throw my dirty basketball sock in there?
Hold on, D. I'm gonna let you get at him, but I'm trying to figure something out. She said, what if the man don't want the submissiveness? I do know men that don't really like what they call yes women, or I don't even want to say yes women, but women that's like that. I know men that don't like that. But She said, how can the woman be submissive if the man is not? I'm confused. You got me confused now.
No, not the man being submissive like that, but in order for the woman to know what he wants as far as the submission goes,
well, he got to
would have to
with
be
her.
In sync with her somehow.
Yeah.
And men don't share their feelings and points of views too much with women. Y'all know y'all cover it up.
Well,
so it sounds like instead of just saying that off top, you used a little cloak.
Yeah, I know. I had to rethink that thought.
Well, right, because you didn't need to even include the man. Just say what you feel. You should have just said what you feel, because that don't sound like it makes sense whatsoever. Because that's something that you should have known when you were dating, dealing with them, and all that.
Right.
You're gonna pick that up.
But you know what? You don't always pick it up because men put on a good game.
That's both.
I'm just saying communication is key. But go ahead, 300. Go ahead.
Okay, now listen. This is from a 300-year-old man that used to play Bumblebee. First of all, the individual on the phone staying alive. You sure you're staying alive? Hey, but here's the thing.
Just barely.
Now, Mr. King. Now, they must not have been tuned in to the earlier broadcast. You know, the show earlier when, you know, we were talking about Sister J. Osby going out there picking the man. She picked the man that looks like Adonis. And that individual talking must not have heard that. No. Because, see, here's the setup. Most women and I'm going to say this because I can get bucket naked and raw about it. Most women that have a bad relationship do it because the women, did you hear me? The women pick the man. Eve decided to pick the serpent over Adam.
Come on.
And, okay. You know, it's been downhill ever since. That's why when Eve, now a lot of folks get upset with me, but that's why God told the man in the garden, he said, you are of your father, the serpent. Because see, bestiality got started back in the garden. Bestiality got started in the garden. And when Eve took and made herself submissive to the serpent not only conned her into eating the fruit, but he also laid his seed there. That's why, boy, that tampered with King James Version Bible. He laid his seed there, and that's why Eve started lying. Eve told the first lie in the garden, and women been lying ever since. Eve said, God has forgiven me, for he had blessed me with a man-child. That was a lie, because if he had blessed her with a man-child and forgiven her, she never would have had the third son, whose name was Seth.
Come on.
I ain't gonna preach too much because I can't find the bucket to get the collection going. But listen. Most women, and you saw the statistics on the screen, most women that wind up separating from the man they pick, not the man picked them, but the man they picked, is because the woman failed to communicate with the man, and she decided to buy the car before she drove the car. Because if she had drove the car, she would have known that she was getting a Volkswagen instead of a Fleetwood Cadillac.
On that note.
So, you know, that's the way it is, man. Cause see,
let me talk.
See, like,
no, go ahead, D. Go ahead.
I mean, you know, in all actuality, the statistics are right there to prove themselves. As they say in school, fact check it. There it is. The Time magazine is saying that the black women are more apt to be single. 62, and it's all because 62%. It's all because they pick the man. Now, check this out. A lot of people are not religious, so I hate throwing this tampered with King James Version on them. How many women in the Bible, in the tampered with King James Version Bible, that the man picked and it didn't turn out right? How many women? Okay, I don't like to throw numbers
I
out
ain't
there,
really
so I ain't
saying
gonna
that.
bother that too much.
I ain't saying that.
At least 98% of the men that picked their women out of the Bible stayed with them until death. At least 98% of them.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you come to the man that they said was after God's own heart, David, when he saw the Ark of the Covenant coming in, and he started shouted his clothes out, danced his clothes out, his wife, Saul's daughter, his wife said, "Hey, you can't do that, you're the king." And notice how David put her back in her lane. He said, "Shut up, woman. Can't you see that this is the Ark of the Covenant coming in?" And she didn't say nothing else. Now, if you think I'm wrong, check your tampered with King James Version. She tried to check the king, but the king checked her and put her back in her lane. Get on back in your lane.
Can't you see two
I got
men
this.
talking? Ain't that what Ron Isley told old girl to shut up? Can't you see two men are talking?
Hey, but you know, that's the way it is, though, man. I mean, and I really do. Out of all my 300 years of living, I really wish these women, most women, I said most women, would get the idea to stop saying that the man should be submissive.
Not all, but most.
Most of them say that. Say, he's got to give his part too. Now shut up. You ain't saw nowhere in the Bible.
Right, they always got to throw the man in there when it's got something to do with them.
You ain't saw nowhere in the Bible where God told a man be submissive to a woman.
But okay, so
now,
staying alive.
All right.
I want to ask you some questions. Staying alive. Are you there?
Go ahead, you got it, man. I'm gonna knock down this Pepsi real quick while the ice is still in it.
Okay. Staying alive. You got it, man.
Not currently.
When was the last time you was in a relationship?
A serious one?
Yeah.
2012, but I was in it for over 12 years.
Okay. Were you submissive?
Yeah.
In that relationship?
Yeah.
So what happened? Why y'all break up?
Let's put it this way. Nothing I did made him right. I wasn't trying to change him, but nothing I did was right. I was considered what you refer to as nagging because I picked up red flags, and everything I would do to talk about those red flags got ignored. Other things became more important than his home and his kids and his, at that time, woman. And I just figured I put him on like a probation period, really, of getting his stuff together. But I just wasn't the one for him. However, I never pursued that man. That man pursued me.
So were you nagging?
I don't think I was nagging.
Let's stop right there. Were you nagging?
I don't know. That depends on your perception of nagging. If reminding somebody of something because they tell you they're going to do something, and I'm not talking about repeatedly, back to back, 3 hours, not
that's
like
what we
that.
talking about. That we want to know. Yeah, we want to know, was it nagging? Like every time this man came in, were you meeting him at the door with the problem, or were you meeting him at the door?
No, I let him come in. I would let him come in, get his meal. He would watch TV, drink his little beer, and then I would try to talk to him. But the phone was more important. The TV was more important. The booze and something else was more important.
Okay, I rest my case. Counselor Dwayne, any questions?
So this brings my next question.
Hold on, Dwayne might have some questions for you. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, before you ask another question, I just want to know, and this is something that, I've started to feel as of late when I hear, because we'll never get his side. We'll never know.
Right,
so
right.
At the end of the day, everything is already lopsided anyway. Now, the spirit of a simp or somebody that just don't, just panders the woman all the time, they just gonna rock with the woman. They gonna feel sorry for the woman. They gonna do this, that, other. This is what usually happens. So this is how I level set things. If you back in the day they used to say pros and cons, write a list. You and that person. You write a list and you write all your pros and your cons down on your piece of paper. You write all his pros and cons on his piece of paper. We've heard what he did. And we hear what you did without saying blah 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 because everybody has their own stuff. Everybody has their own stuff that they should be able to be accountable, to be able to be honest and say, this is where I needed to be better. Because if you want another relationship, that's gonna have to be fixed. So where do you see yourself now with you?
With me, I haven't pursued anything. I'm not pursuing anything. It's not my job to pursue anything.
But are you making yourself available?
What area?
No, I'm not making myself available. Anytime somebody approaches me, I tell them I'm working on me.
So wait, hold on. 10 years. Wait, 10 years
you
went by. You ain't ready?
No.
Okay. Go ahead, Dwayne.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering what those things, because that's kind of what I was trying to get to the bottom of. What are those things that you need to work on? Because it seems like you got a handle on whatever it is that you clearly know. If you know all of his stuff, that's one thing. I think that things get better amongst people when they start pointing at the person in the mirror, because you can't leave that person. So what did you do? What did you do? Because you say, I don't think I was nagging, but I think we know that stuff. You know if you were nagging or not. So what were you doing? What did you do? What can be better from what you did as an individual? Because we'll never know his part. We gonna have him here to say, hey, I didn't do that.
I don't let things go because
now
when I bring the subject up, right? When I bring the subject up and I let it go for a while and it keeps happening and it's like a tape recorder. And it's like a tape recorder and it's something that impacts your household in a negative manner. Something you never wanted around your kids or in your house. I keep bringing it up. I keep discussing it. It's an issue.
That's the problem.
So how can it be nagging if you're bringing up a topic that affects your home, if you're bringing it up to the man that is supposed to provide and protect?
It seems like there was some issues in the beginning that were not dealt with, and this is where I've come to the conclusion that I've been telling a lot of people on relationships now.
Hold on. Go ahead, Dwayne.
It seems as though what we need to go back to the Family Matter days, the Steve Urkel days, the Cosby Show days, when you would hear on the shows when they would say, hey, I'm going such and such, Phil and such is going steady. Laura and Steve are going steady, because when you went steady, it made sense that you were studying that person. See, a lot of women say dating is trash today, because it is. Because dating equals sex. That's why you wait till after marriage to date, because you got an assignment for the rest of your life, if you hold tight with it. But going steady, you hope to study that person and find out if that person is it for you, like Mr. D was talking about, so that you can ultimately court that young lady and her family and be married. Now you can date each other, and you ain't got to worry about sex and this and that and paying for this, because that's your wife and that's your husband. See, we need to go back to the days when the father met old boy on the porch, and he helped his daughter vet these men. But as Mr. D said before, the women are picking their own men, and that's the problem.
But that's what I'm getting at. I never picked a man. I was approached. And I did take time and get to know him, and he put it on a really good front.
I mean, y'all stayed 12 years together, so obviously it was good in the beginning.
Hey,
Hello?
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, now I can.
Okay. I was saying, obviously, it must was good when y'all first started because y'all stayed together 12 years.
Yeah, it was all right in the beginning.
So
But-
when did it go bad?
After the second time of trying to reconcile and the behavior being repeated.
Ah, okay.
I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm quite sure as
No, you
men
don't
you
have
can figure out it's one of two things.
You said after the second time of reconciling.
Yeah, because, you know, I left and I gave him an ultimatum and he got on the right track. Then I came back and then all the red flags started coming back and I was always the blame.
You should have never came back. Go ahead, D. Go ahead, D. Offer some wisdom.
Well, here's where I'm at. You know, being a 300-year-old man like myself, and being a professional connoisseur at playing bumblebees. You know, I'm like this. I do a woman like I do a job. If I leave a job, I don't come back to it. Because if you didn't do me right the first time, I know you're going to give me hell the second time. You know, so I'm like, hey, now the woman, now here's where I pick my women, here's where I pick my lady now. I see them out on the corner, I hit them in the head with a baseball bat, and I grab them by the hair, and if the wig don't fall off, I drag them back to my place and say, now, you mine. That's it.
That's the Fred Flintstone. That's the Fred Flintstone days.
Well, at least you know her hair is real. It ain't fake. No, but on the real tip, though. I mean, on the real tip, I never leave a job and go back to it. I got one job that I am debating awful hard on whether to take it. If they make me a supervisor, I might go back to work. But other than that, I'm gonna sit at home and watch cowboy pictures and run from the soap operas all day. But listen, if you are with an individual and you give them one chance, if I'm loose upstairs and I go back to them, in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. And when it starts to flaring up, it's just like a bad ball. You got to go bust that dude, because if you don't, you can't sit down.
Yes, sir.
So you know, man, like I got real strange ways. After my 200th birthday, I began to get strange ways and strange thoughts. If I am to marry somebody, if I had the credentials to marry somebody, I put them through the test. And if you can't go through that test, oh no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening at all. Because I ain't gonna stand before everybody and say, okay, well, you guys are married till death do you part. Now that's on 2:00 Tuesday. 10 o'clock Thursday morning, y'all running down to the Justice of the Peace. It ain't happening like that.
Yeah.
If you submit yourself, first of all, saved women, secular women, whatever. If you want a man and you want to stay with a man, you first have to understand that without the foundation and a chain of command, the order, the way God had things set from the beginning, you're never going to get the right person no way. I would prefer, and I use the term loosely, prefer everybody that connects with somebody of the opposite gender that hasn't been transformed to be the opposite gender.
Right.
You know, to sit down and do like the king said. If you got your mother or your father there and you want to hook up with somebody, then, you know, sit down and make sure that's what you do. Because this old cat told me one time, he said, son, if you ever get ready to get with a girl, watch how her mother treat her husband.
Yeah.
Because if you watch how the mother treats the husband, that girl gonna treat you the same way. And believe it or not, I've seen some strange things like that. I've seen younger women try to raise older men. And when you flip that pancake over, you'll find out that they mother. Okay, I'll use this example. I got 1,000 kids. And most of my girls, they got their mother's mouth. Their mother dead now, but they got their mother's mouth. And that train, once that freight train gets to going, that freight train is hard to stop. They because one of my girls was having a problem, and I said, "Wait a minute, you getting on your husband because he taking you out to the jazz kitchen and you knocking down drinks, and he telling you having too much, and you gonna get upset with him?" I said, "First of all, if I wasn't so old, I'd bop you in the nose myself. Because if your husband telling you drinking too much, he's trying to tell you, look, you getting out of your pocket. You need to get back into your pocket because I'm the man, and you drinking too much, and you starting to show out." I tell my girls that in a minute. I tell them, hey, first of all, you hooked up with the dude. You got a problem. You hooked up with him. You work with him. Women today, the modern women has been destroyed by a couple of things. And don't take my word for it. Check these words out that I'm about to mention and fact check them. Feminism, and women's lib. That has destroyed the minds of most good women. Because you got this feminist say, "Oh, honey, don't let him do you like that. I wouldn't put up with it." And the very woman that's telling you she wouldn't put up with it, when she go home, her husband is playing Rock'em Sock'em Robot with her, boxing her around like she a dude. But she telling you, "I wouldn't put up with that." Okay, if you wouldn't put up with it, why you wearing sunglasses in church? Because you got them binoculars. Your man gave you them black eyes.
Let me say this real quick.
Hey, I'm knock down this Pepsi real quick, man.
Hey, to all our viewers, I want to let you know that the link is in the chat. I don't know what happened to Staying Alive. She bounced off. Don't run, Staying Alive. We was about to hook you up, give you some guidance, because she said that she working on herself, which is good. It's just a lot of times when I find that people been working on themselves after 10 years, 10, 15 years, it makes me want to wonder, like, man, what's going on? What's the hold up? Because I mean, do it take all that? Do it take that long, King Dwayne?
Nah, they just set in their ways. And I mean, to be all the honesty, you get about 30, man. You with these modern women, man, you get about that age, man. That's really when they'd had enough time to, especially if they've had a certain amount of body that they've tallied and all that. With sex come attitude. With weight comes attitude. There's a lot of things that make their attitude change. I'm serious, bro.
That's facts.
Pay attention to them. There's a lot of things that come with them, that with that attitude, and it's on the man. You ain't gotta be no superhero. Talking about I'm gonna conquer her, I'm gonna handle her. That's already war talk. That's already war talk. Just like when you asked her the initial question, well, what if I already knew it was shenanigans off that. What if you submit, he don't this? Why do we always talk about what ifs and this, that, and other? You are already speaking the lack of hope. You're already speaking the opposite of hope. So if you're speaking the opposite of hope, why would a real man want to be with you? And this is where a lot of men, we hear this stuff out the gate. If you talking like that out the gate with me, I'm good. Because you're going to make me pay for someone in the past.
Yeah,
you're going to make me pay for it.
What if he don't accept the submissiveness? And I'm like, I'm already was thrown off, because I'm like, well, I do know some men that's like that, that don't like that. Like they look at their woman like she crazy. If she start, being like that, they used to a woman cussing them out. I know some men that's used to that. That matter of fact, one of them is probably that dude that was singing to the camera. That dude that was singing to the camera, he probably one of them that like women that
cussing
out.
Dude,
yeah, you know what I mean? That's probably He one of them type of men.
Fact,
But you
fact,
know, hey,
fact.
hey, he like what he like. I like what I like. So you know,
Now, brothers, answer me this question,
go ahead,
brothers.
go
Both
ahead,
of y'all.
go
I
ahead, go
mean,
ahead.
Ty, you a young man, and King, you a young man. Can you answer this question before my head explodes like Peter on the Family Guy? Answer this question for me. If a woman is
We
submissive, will a guy leave her? If she's
here we
submissive.
go.
Generally, no.
Okay.
If he leave her, right? That ain't a man.
See, that question was a setup. Now I heard what T said. What'd you say, King?
I said that ain't a man. That must be a boy, a little male.
In the words
See,
of
now,
He
check
must
it out.
be a male.
Check it out.
Beta.
If the woman is submissive, whatever the
Beta.
guy do is okay with her.
Yeah, I mean straight up.
Now, did I beat myself up that time?
Oh man.
If a woman is submissive,
Oh man, I'm weak.
whatever the guy do is okay with her.
Facts. Hey, she's submissive. You know what I mean? Well, I want to know where Staying Alive at, cause you're right. We was trying to, you know what I'm saying, staying alive. We was trying to make her stay alive, cause that situation she's in sounded like it was a dead situation. You know what I mean? We trying to give her speak some life into it. Come back, Staying Alive. Come back and get this teaching. Don't leave Staying Alive. Maybe her phone was going out on her. Hey, who else want to call in? Hey, y'all, the link is in the chat. If you in, the link is in the chat. Click that link and get this cooking. Come get this cooking.
Maybe somebody need to break out the defibrillator.
You hear
Clear.
Oh man. Hey, let me give a few quick announcements before we wrap up. If nobody else gonna call, let me see. Keep in mind this Thursday. We're gonna do announcements real quick. This Thursday, we're gonna have visiting with us co-pastor Larry Bates, conversation with the clergy. He is the co-pastor of the Community Lifeline Christian Church. You're not gonna want to miss that. That is this Thursday, February 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please come ready with your crayons, markers, ink pens, and pads, ready to learn something. All right. Also, let me put this out there. Inbox me about the February 14th date night special. Okay, I spoke about it Thursday. Look, check this out. One man, one woman that watched the show, and you want to go out on a date for Valentine's Day, hit me up. It's some things that you got to do for me. You got to come on to the show and have that conversation. And then after the date, you got to come back on the show and have that conversation. Screenshot me a copy of that receipt, and I'll pay it for you. I'll reimburse you. Can't beat that, can you? What you say about that, Dwayne?
Oh, that's on point. Look like you about to make something happen.
Ain't nobody saying nothing yet. You got about what? You got about a week. I'm gonna shut it down. Ain't nobody said that to me yet. Hit my inbox. Hit my Instagram.
Hey,
Go ahead.
I want to ask you a question about your guest that's coming on, sir. Please, do me a favor, sir. With your guest that you said you bringing on Thursday, I need to ask you 1 and 2 questions. Are you ready for them?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Number 1, can you make sure you put the disclaimer up when the put the disclaimer on there when the preacher come on? And number 2, can I have permission to beat him up with the tampered with King James version?
Oh man, wait. What's the disclaimer?
Huh?
What's the disclaimer?
The things that are said by Mr. D is Mr. D and not the promoter of the show.
Oh, most definitely they. Yeah, most definitely they.
Cause see, there's a lot of people running around here that's giving themselves titles, and God didn't call them, and their uncle didn't call them, and they just called themselves and threw a title on their name and said, "I'm gonna be pastor," you know.
You already
And
know.
there's cause me and this one girl, we went round and round about, you know, I didn't want to hurt her feelings, you know. I tried to stay calm and cool with her, but she said she was the pastor of a church, and I told her, show me in the Tampa with King James Version where a woman has dominion over man. If she's the pastor, that means she's telling the deacons what to do. And if she's doing that, then she's living or preaching against the Bible she's supposed to stand for. You know, that's sort of like them women elders that the husband of one wife that Timothy spoke about. Hey man, I better stop. Somebody might be outside the house, you know, they set the house on fire.
I mean, that's facts though. There's a lot of women out here. They really think they can take the place of a man, and they say that they was called to be a pastor and a preacher, and because I know. Well, I heard this one lady. She tripped me. She was like, "Well, my father was a pastor, and I figured, well, if he could preach, so can I." I was like, it's a little different. It's a little different dynamic with you, ma'am. It's a little bit different dynamic. I know some lady pastors that they husbands not really cool with it. So it is what it is. What they say, it is what it is. Well, I'm looking for somebody to hit that link again. What'd you say, Dwayne?
So in other words, you're saying that not only is there simps in the church.
Oh, big time. Big time in the church.
Yeah, they was bored earlier, man.
What'd you say, Dwayne?
Yeah, they were just bored earlier.
Who?
I said they were just bored. They was bored earlier.
Who?
Let's go. All them ladies. They was like, let's go on these men. Them females that was on there earlier. Let's go on these male faces real quick.
Ain't nobody.
Now they back to their husbands now.
Yeah, you already know. Back to their husband. The roles. They back to the roles, Dwayne.
Oh my God.
Roses are in bloom. Roses are
they
in
gonna
bloom.
need that rose to shovel for them. Hey, come Wednesday and Thursday, they gonna need them boys to shovel them. Remember what I put in my story?
It's snowing Wednesday and Thursday.
20 inches of snow coming.
Ooh.
20 inches of snow coming, man.
In Chicago?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
They gonna need them roads. In Chicago, they expected 16 and Gary 20.
Man, let me see if we get any snow here. Oh, we ain't getting no snow. Man, we've been getting.
They're expecting us to get maybe 1 or 2 feet down here in Indy.
Oh wow! No, we ain't got nothing really coming our way. Up here in the Arctic, ain't nothing really coming our way. I mean, we got cold up. That's good enough. I mean, cold. Some of these mornings we wake up, it's -15, -16. You know what I'm saying? It be so cold you can't even feel your legs. Well, gentlemen, any final last words, or we gonna shut this thing down?
Yeah, man. Let me hit it real quick. Hey, man, you got a great program tonight, and I know the women out there are gonna see my car driving down the street and throw bricks and trees at me. So, hey, but I'm gonna blame that snow on you, T, because if you never came home, man, all that snow wouldn't have came down here.
It wouldn't follow me. I made that snow stay up.
He might be right. He might be right on that one, Ty. Might be right.
No, but on the real tip, man.
Yeah, he might be right.
In order for any relationship to work, it's got to be communication. And I never once said that a man had to treat his woman like a Hebrew slave. I never said that. But I do believe, and I'll say it to the day I fall off this planet, man has dominion over everything. Women, stay in your lane. and you would keep your man with you and happy. Hey, King, it's great to see you tonight, man. And T, you really put it out there, man, when you went on live tonight.
Likewise.
Everybody on this end is saying you had a great show. I was expecting Stay Alive to come back on, but I guess maybe they couldn't stand the heat. Wait a minute. The heat didn't show up tonight, did it?
No, the heat ain't showed up. I was looking for the heat to come.
Back.
Well, when you get a chance, man, tell everybody on Facebook, don't come on the men's show unless you got your granny panties.
Right. Don't come on there. Do not come on and see with the men's show. We let women come in on the men's show. The women's show, when the women do theirs, they don't want no men loud.
Right.
You know, I want to say what I want to say. I don't want to be held accountable. Come on now, Dwayne. I don't want to be held accountable. I just want to be me.
Unbelievable. Right. I let my husband see everything I see. No, they lying. No, they lying. That's why she ain't here now. Because he probably actually tended to the rod.
Hey, somebody just came through on my other line, man. They trying to hit you up, man. I'm gonna sit back and listen.
Oh, well, tell them to hit the link. D.
Yeah.
Tell them to hit the link.
Okay, I'm telling the ones on the other phone. I'm telling them go and hit the link.
All right.
Cause see, one thing these women do need in the world today is they need a man that's gonna tell them the truth, and they don't need to get suckered into that Donald Trump fake news that a lot of these people are putting out.
Oh, okay. See back. Stand alive.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
You came back?
I never left.
You never left. Well, what happened then?
I was watching and listening.
Oh, okay. So Dwayne, he had some old line of questioning, and he had asked you a real good question before you left. He was wondering, he said, what is it that you doing? What areas are you working on?
I was talking about the whole letting go of past issues that keep repeating themselves. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't hit all that. She had clicked off.
Yeah. She said that past issues keep repeating themselves, and she was saying that she had let him go. She said she had let him go one time before, but then came back, and I was like, well, then if he wasn't really fully done, you should have never even went back to him. You should have moved on.
But that's what I'm saying. How do you know? You don't know until you get your feet back in the water.
Why did you go back to him? Let's stop right there. Why did you go back to him?
The universal reason everybody gets back together.
The dig. I got you.
K-I-D-S.
Wait, say that again.
I don't think I spelled what you said. K-I-D-S.
What is that?
Kids.
Oh, kids. Oh, y'all got kids together.
Bingo.
That's why y'all got back together?
Huh?
That's why y'all got back together, because of the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know too many people these days that get back together because of the
It
kids.
really wasn't because of that, like too much because of the kids, but it was because he started to show improvements, and then he did, okay, it's like he went fishing. He put the bait on the hook, did what he had to do to get the fish home. Then the fish started seeing all the other worms in the other hooks of all the bad stuff he was doing again.
Okay, what about the dig? Was it the dig that brought you back?
Hell no.
I mean, it kept you 12 years now.
No. What kept me 12 years was trying to keep a family together, because I didn't believe in breaking up a home and breaking up a family.
Okay, I got you. King Dwayne.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's cap, because I still can't get her to just focus on her. You know what I'm saying? If all these fingers are at him, what they
They're
say is
not. I
there's three
said what
fingers back point at you. So it's just like I'm telling you, like I don't know that people understand when you literally stand before a judge, you stand before God, it's gonna be real all about you. They not gonna let you say nothing about a real judge, a righteous judge is not gonna let you. And that's something we really need to practice. We need to do it in the mirror a lot. That's why I said write down pros and cons about yourself, because you see that on the paper, it's gonna become real.
and that's
Same way
why
as you look, same way you look in the mirror and say you don't even give yourself a chance to point it out. There is something off in us individually that we never point at when we're not trying to be accountable. And I think that's what needs to be a start with going
that's
forward.
you over missed that when I said the part about me is the not letting things go.
I think that list longer than that. I'd be willing to bet that. I'd be willing to bet that list is a lot longer than that.
Absolutely.
And I'm not even being funny or anything like that. I just think
Yeah, I mean it's a lot. It's a lot going
when
on.
you label your facts.
No, go ahead, Dwayne.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like when you just start to label everything, all the good and the bad about yourself, you know, and that's just anybody. If a teacher gave us that everybody, the whole class, had homework to do, you know, I think that list will be a lot longer on what needs to be worked on than just I don't let things go, because I heard way more than that. Even though, you know, a lot of women try to leave little stuff out because they're not used to being accountable and telling on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that needs to be the start of, because if you really know yourself, that's going to shut down shenanigans of a man that's trying to get in your space, period, because you already have worked on you. You know what BS you're not allowing in. You're going to know what it sounds like. You're going to know what it look like, because you have worked on yourself. You've called out the issues in yourself. And for women, God always put covering over you. And that's the issue. A lot of women don't have the necessary covering to help them properly vet out. Well, I don't know. You keep asking, how do you know? How do you know? You got to get a good man, whether it's, I don't know if you still have your father. I don't know if you got your grandfather. I don't know if you got a pastor. But these are key coverings that can help you vet a man if you're bullcrap.
Staying alive, do you have a decent man in your life that can help you vet out these men that you're dating?
Yeah.
Okay. And what is he saying? What is he suggesting to you?
We're pretty much on the same page of the past person.
Okay. Man, let him go. Okay, that's good. And so right now you said you're still working on yourself after 10 years. After 10 years of being away from him, you still working on yourself.
Yeah, because there's issues that I want to work on in regards to my children, because they're getting older and I'm a single mother with a teenager.
Oh, so really it's the fact that you just don't want you don't even want a man around right now.
I like what Cuz said.
I don't want to say it's that. It's just more or less the whole stigma that goes with trying to enter in and getting to know somebody and trusting them around your kids, and kids rebelling because they're not their biological.
I feel you. Because that is something that can happen when you already have kids, and then you try to meet somebody new, and the kids and that person is not gelling.
Where it's better when they're adult children versus still teenagers and trying to learn their place in the world.
What's up, Cuz? I see you.
Aaron Jones, shout out to the cousins. Your cousin.
And congratulations, man. Congratulations on becoming an elder, bro.
Yeah, that's right. When did he become an elder? Man, hold on, what my
I just seen the announcement from Pastor a few hours ago.
Hold on,
it's coming down the pike, brother.
hold on 1 second. I gotta do so. Yeah, shout out to Cuz LaShonda Terrell and Elder Aaron Jones. All right, okay. Well, back to you, Miss Staying Alive. Yes, it is. Yes, it can be difficult trying to meet new people, but you know, I mean, that's up to you. So you said you want to start dating after your kids get grown.
I don't know necessarily that. I don't know. I just feel like I want to be a certain place because I don't expect a man to have no more than what I have when I come to the table.
How many kids you got?
I got a 14-year-old and a 19-year-old gonna be 20.
Well, one of them close to being grown, and that 14-year-old ain't got too many more years too. Okay.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I'm doing bad as a mom, but like I said, the whole facade that people can put on to get what they want, and then you got kids involved.
I'm gonna tell you though.
Because if I do talk to somebody, I don't bring them around my kids.
Right, I feel you, but I'm gonna tell you though, if you got a 14-year-old and a 19, they should be able to really maintain themselves and understand that mama want to have a life too, if that's what you want.
I think they've been hinting that I should start having a life.
Oh, there you go.
So I guess I just ain't ready. Everything is a red flag to me still. Like certain demeanors on the way a man carries themselves, certain things they say, it's just all a red flag. So why try to pursue something and you think that everything is going to be a red flag because of what you've been through?
Right. So it sounds like there's some like
residue.
Yeah.
And this is why I say my issue is the whole letting go and getting past.
I can certainly see that. Baby, have you tried therapy? Maybe therapy would be good for you.
I'm there. I'm definitely there. Between friends and paying out my pocket, yeah, I'm there.
You doing therapy? Hello?
Hello? The dinosaur's laughing. I'm sorry.
You said you're doing therapy?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Great place to be. So I'm happy for you. Hold on, I gotta give you a shout out for that one. Let me give her a shout out. Shout out for the therapy.
Hey, now did you AT now? Remember what the King said a couple of shows ago? The King says that whoever Staying Alive is said that when a guy approach her, she sees the red flags from the other cat. Okay. Now, King Dwayne said on a few other shows that a lot of women are missing out because they think the guy that's coming to them is like the guy that they dragging around in their memory. He might walk the same, but he ain't the same. You know, he might walk down the street and pick up a cigarette and start twerping, but that don't mean he's the same guy that you just cut loose. So, you know, in order to move forward, you got to leave the trash in the back.
Yes, sir.
You can't bring that trash up there and dump that trash on Johnny Goodbar because you just got rid of Mr. Almond Joy. You see what I'm saying? You remember King when you was telling the ladies about that on the Thursday show about a lot of women are missing out on good men because they see or they dragging that stuff from the last relationship. Now, like me, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. I'm gonna keep it 100. Everybody know I'm perfect, and I'm just as perfect as I can be, and I'm very modest too. you know, that hurts a whole lot of women. There's a lot of good women out there, and I know this from experience. I've seen young ladies flip from bad men to start liking women. I've seen that. And it's not so much as all guys are bad. It's just that they ran into the wrong guy that messed them up upstairs, and they say, hey, I don't want no more men. Like I was driving the school bus, and I got little grade school kids talking about, yeah, I'm part of the alphabet crew. I'm an LGBTQ non-binary. I'm like, what? How you gonna be like that and you ain't even busted a good one yet?
Exactly.
Right. You don't even
You
know
see
what
what
it's
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, when you get rid of an old raggedy car, you don't try to bring that old raggedy car to the new car. You have to take that new car and work with it and find out if that's the kind of car you want to have. Because if you forever bringing the old in with the new, you messing up. Because like the book said, the Tempered Wit King James Version says, you don't put new wine in an old bottle.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, y'all got a great show, man. I'm loving what y'all doing. And I'm sorry that so many people are coming in late because I just really wanted to let my hair down, man.
Oh,
so I'm going to go ahead. I didn't got the weather report. It said that the winter storm is headed this way. And I'm blaming it all on you, T.
All the way. Hey, well, we all gonna suffer because it's been winter storming here since early December. Probably right after Thanksgiving, we've been getting snow. It's been bad here where I'm at. But now I'm gonna say this to my peeps that's in the chat. I dropped that link. If you want to come in, I give you about 5 minutes. After that, we're gonna shut this thing down. But man, but shout out to you staying alive. I'm gonna say that I pray that that there's therapy. That therapy that you getting will get you to where you need to be within the next year. Will get you to where you need to be within the next year. And you know, you can have your man and all those blockages, the mental blockages that you have against, you know, whether, you know, if this man got a red flag based off the last man, all that, pray that all that to be gone and you'll be free. You'll be free of that.
Yep, definitely need a lot of prayer on that one.
Absolutely. Well, all right. Thank you, staying alive. Please, if you have not, subscribe to the page and join us this Thursday.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Okay. Man, that was good, man. That was good. I feel we had a Kevin Samuels session, Dwayne.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, all right. Well, oh wait. Did you have any final last remarks, Dwayne?
Nah, I'm all good, man. Just good show. And hey man, you gave the olive branch, you tried to put them out there and give them the opportunity, but I already knew it was gonna turn out like this because
You know they never gonna come out. They never gonna come out for
yeah,
that.
man, they were just bored. Just bored, you know.
Somebody
And
told me last week. All I do is I censor people. I'm like, come on, man. Start with that. The only time I'm going, if I'm gonna censor you, mute your mic, that's because I'm talking and I don't want to be interrupted. But other than that, if you got something to say, I'm gonna let you get it all out. I'm like, all right, go ahead, go for yours. Then I'm gonna go for mine. That's just how it go. You go for yours, I go for mine. Like Rakim said, take 7 MCs, put them in a line. You go for yours before I go for mine. Bring 7 others. Come on, man. They sleep on Rakim.
Right.
Anyway.
Right.
That's how it go.
It's like I had to tell my sons, you know, like I say, I'm in the kitchen whipping something up. All I hear is, "Daddy, the girls in our room." And then next thing I know, the twins running out just smiling because they knew what they was doing. Now they done ran back to the dolls and the easy bake ovens and all that. They ain't happy with us in their room because the boys got the action figures and the Legos and all that. I had to tell my son, man, cut all that emotional stuff out. Young ladies, young women gonna always want to be in your spot, in your space, because that don't just stop when they that young. That's
Tell
gonna
them,
continue when they grow.
tell them, Dwayne, we got the sauce. Tell them.
They always want to be around the sauce. So I just tell them, man, you gotta understand, you got a cool situation going on. Ladies gonna always want to be in, include your sisters. You know what I'm saying? You know, and so that's how it is in the metaverse. You got to understand what you're dealing with. Like somebody said on your page earlier, it's not to be taken serious over here. That's y'all problem. If the right person met y'all in the public and recognize who you were and they get to waxing you across your head, you're going to see how serious it is. Stop coming to this doggone metaverse thinking that you can hide, you know, like I told you, how the gamers do. They be calling dudes Negro, niggas, and all kind of stuff, saying that mess all while they playing video games because they entitled, they in another country or something. They got the balls now because they know they shielded by them internet walls. So these fools come to the internet when they bored, they want to just pop something off because a lot of times their motives don't be right. And I'm just gonna go over here and just ruffle some feathers. But then but they so hypocritical when you get in they space, you get to talking about kangaroo pouches and all that. Now they want to run to the inbox. Well, Ty, get them together. Choose your friends back. Nah, you came over here. Go deal with your husband. Go deal. You know? Stop playing, man. That's all I say. You come into the boys' room, you be ready for that waxing. That's all. I'm proud about it, man.
I'm gonna say this too. Like, also, that's probably why I don't get it, Dwayne. But have you ever bought the same food, the same meal with a woman, but she still want to taste yours?
Unbelievable. I had my children's mom, my ex-wife, she told me all the time, because I used to ask her, even when we was, going steady, she'd come all the way down to Lafayette to see me, and I'd make something nice in the kitchen and whip it up. Why yours just look better than mine? I'm like, girl, you just want to eat my stuff, And then you see the little skit. You see how Mr. D does the little skit. Mr. D does the little skit in the car. I'd have seen some of those skits where I seen a skit the other day. A dude kept dipping his fork in the woman's salad, and she was getting mad and mad. He said, "Now, how you like it? How you like it?"
Right. Exactly.
They just, man, that's abuse, man. Come on, man.
especially when like I'm real hungry. Boy, I didn't hate it with, man, I'm hungry, so on no way. And they say, let me taste some of yours, and like I'll just ignore them, and then it's getting ready to be a whole war because they ain't sad, they ain't gonna stop until you acknowledge them. I'm like, look, man, I'm hungry. I ain't thinking about giving you nothing. Oh, you just selfish. I mean, for real, I done had a whole war with a chick over some food, and she did not get it that night either. She did not get it. And it was a whole war. Like, I ended up going home. I'm like, man, let me go home because I told you wasn't getting out of this. I told you I bought yours. You know what I'm saying? Especially after I didn't bought yours, and you still begging for mine. Whatever I had, you could have bought. You could have got. I would have it for you.
It's just something about your plate, Lord. I want the Lord's plate. I just want the Lord's.
See, look at Cuz. Look at Cuz. That's why I never order the same thing so we can share. Girl, Cuz.
With that toxic strategy.
already trying to make a man miserable.
Right. Toxic strategy.
That's why I never do that so we can share. No, especially if it's something I've been dreaming about. Like man, back in the day, I used to eat that sesame chicken. That sesame chicken, boy, I wasn't sharing none of that sesame chicken.
Yes,
let me get some of yours. Let me get some of yours. No, you gonna eat that mugu guy pan. Eat that mugu guy pan. You got. I mean, they ate that mugu guy pan, but I want this sesame chicken. You know what I mean? My man, he didn't clicked off. But but D, do you have those problems, D? Where they say, let me taste what you get.
Hey man, when I was with my first wife, she used to get mad at me because when I take her out to dinner, I get her order, and then I order 2 plates for me.
Yeah.
And she get all upset, you know, and I be like, hey, well, look, you gonna eat off my plate anyway, so you gonna eat this plate, and I'm gonna eat this one over here.
Right.
You know, I wind up paying for 2-3 plates, you know. But I mean that's really crazy, man. I never understood why they, you know, you can order the same thing they order. And let me taste that. Wait a minute, we got the same thing. Yours ain't gonna taste no different than mine.
Facts.
My stomach growling, and you want to eat my stuff?
Right.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a crazy, wild world. Like, I think the guy name is Monty Python. He said it's a wild, wild world. You guys did good tonight, man. Really, you guys did real good.
I appreciate
it. Why y'all don't like to share?
Yeah.
It ain't the fact we don't like to share. It's the fact that y'all being greedy.
Facts.
Right. You know what I mean?
That's the real question.
I don't be want none of their food. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, if I wanted what you gave, I would have bought that for me.
Right.
I would be asking you for yours.
Yep. That's the garden.
You know,
it's satisfied.
It's okay while she's eating off your plate, but as soon as you eat off her plate, it's a whole Vietnam War.
Facts.
I'm telling you. Stop. That was my last piece of shrimp.
Yep.
I don't even eat shrimp no more, so you good with me on that. I don't even eat no shrimp. I don't eat no crab. I probably can't even eat lobster, but I'm gonna try it though one of these days. Boy, I used to love that lobster pizza from Red Lobster.
Yeah.
When that lobster season come around, boy, that lobster pizza used to be on point.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Man.
Oh wait, okay, go ahead.
I tell you, man, when it comes to that shrimp fried rice, man, me and the girl, we'll fight like gangsters over that, man.
Yeah.
They ask my shrimp fried rice. Don't
That's
get
facts.
in it. Don't look at it. Don't think about it.
and that ad Fu Young, sure.
Look at that. She's there. She like a little bit of everything.
Oh,
That's
straight
y'all
up.
problem. That's y'all problem. You can't have everything. This is not Burger King. You know what I mean? This is not Burger King. She said she like a little bit of everything. Okay, that's cool. But at the end of the day, you can't be eating your man's food like that. I'm gonna tell you another story too. Like me, I haven't eaten I don't eat meat like chicken, beef, lamb, pork. I haven't turkey. I haven't eaten that in let me see how many years? 12 years. So it's really rough with me because I know whatever's on that woman's plate, I'm not wanting. But she's certainly looking at me. I'm like, I know we can't share nothing because you got all kind of pork or beef or spare rib or whatever in your plate. And you know I don't eat that. So why you won't eat up mine? So now my stomach, I'm going to bed half full because you didn't eat part of my food and all yours.
Yep.
Well, I'm telling you, I used to hate that.
Yep.
I'm gonna give him an equal amount of mine. Yeah, you know what? It's time to go. It's time to go. Man, thank you. Thank you, Dwayne. Let me go to close us out tonight, man. Appreciate everybody that that came through tonight. We're gonna go ahead and close this thing out, man. Okay, she said, I'm not that inconsiderate. Okay, I feel you. But I'm just saying though, you can't eat up your man's food like that. That's all I'm saying. You just can't eat up your man's food. Let me close us out. Let's get back to what I had on the board tonight. We was talking about submission. This is the late night hype. Y'all ain't even heard the little hold on. Let me get the late night hype little thing for us. Hold on, late night hype. Let me pop that in. All right, this our late night hype. This how we do things on the late night hype side of the game.
Late night hype with Tyron Joe.
All right, that's our thing right there. And the night's lesson was submission, and we did it with the men to freely submit your will to fulfill the will of another. So, ladies, when you hear submission from now on, all the ladies is watching this. I want you to comment, hit the like button, do all that. We gotta get the likes up. We gotta get the subscriber count up on YouTube. But I also want you to type in the chat. Let me know Let me know after this day when you hear the word submission, if it make you feel any type of way, because that's simply what the definition is: to freely submit your will to fulfill the will of another. You're doing it freely. Nobody has put a gun in your head or anything, because, like you say, you can have it your way. You can do whatever you want to do. But I'm saying this though, is that when you freely submit your will to fulfill the will of someone else, a lot of things that you found that was hard in life is not going to be easy. A lot of the stresses. Hold on, I might have to bring Dwayne back in for this one. But a lot of the stress that you had in your life is going to be like a burden lifted. Let me bring Dwayne back in and see if Dwayne know what I'm talking about.
I thought you had let me out.
I was about to let you out, but I had to be reminded about something. I was saying a lot of the stresses and things that women find hard and stuff like that, it's gonna all be like a burden lifted once they submit their will to fulfill the will of another.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the thing. This is why I always talk about how a lot of these women have started this wave now. And it made me think about even something I put in my recent video today, that all of the times I've heard a mother tell a lot of the women I grew up with, you gonna get yours, you gonna get yours, you gonna get yours because of whatever you took your mama through. Your cousin probably can testify that her mama told her yours coming. Well, however you treated, took whatever circles you took mama in. And you see a lot of these women begging for breaks now because they've chosen to be single. That's something you choose. And now you got to try to divvy up time between households because daddy's somewhere over here and you over. That ain't never been God's order. And it's going to make things harder and stressful because you took your pickiness to choosing a man. And so it's the same way in how we would warn a criminal, a young man, don't be a menace to society, stay out of jail, don't do things. We told the juveniles, don't do things that could tear your record apart as an adult.
Right.
And so in the same token, you correlate that to the young ladies. Well, what's the same thing as a young man that's a criminal? A young lady that's out here having babies all over the place. The only difference is just how they can see that young man's rap sheet when he go try to fill out an application. When you want a man, when you want somebody to be with, you just might have made yourself unmarriageable because they can see your whole line of your paper trail and they are your children. They are in the form of your children. And the fact of the matter is, if you're a single mother all the way, here's the number one issue, bro. You're setting your ways 9 times out of 10. You've already got a program. Is that man going to really be able to be a man in his home? That's already chaos. That's already chaos. It's blended. He's got to cooperate with the father, even though the father, where he at. All that's got, because that dude 9 times out of 10 ain't feeling you touching his children. It's all kind of things that's already messed up with that. So people have to understand that, if you choose not to have children, cool. But you're gonna have your saving grace in that, because you having children takes you away from narcissism for the most part. Most real women gonna stop worrying about their nails and all this other stuff because they own their children. That's the first beginning of you understanding how to be a lioness and a pride. That's your first beginning. And then with a man, that the scripture says, for me and my house, any real man who says my house gonna serve the Lord and he walking in that and he's leading in that, you are going to you should automatically want God as well, because you're taking on the mind of your Lord who's leading the home. And he's got to be in the home to lead the children, to teach the children, so everybody can hook to him like those cars hook to a train. Everybody's got to hook to the leader. That responsibility's on him. And it's going, like you said, it's going to lift burdens up off your shoulders, women, because you have your teacher, your rabbi, your Christ, your therapist, your peace. He's all of that. That's what all he's supposed to be. If you really find that man, you ain't got to say, well, if he's following God, I'll submit if you ain't no ifs, if you on point. It ain't no ifs. Stop saying if and look at yourself. You keep saying if so you can point fingers at a man. No, look at you, because it's accountability on you to choose right. And yes, sir, it's going to be burdens lifted like a mug because you chose a teacher and you actually want to be a student. You can't be in class going back and forth with the teacher and you looking for a degree. They gonna flunk your tail. They gonna put you out the university. And that's what happens with a lot of these situations. The dude say, okay, you up out here. Now we're gonna go over to Thailand or something because you tripping.
Right.
I need a better student, a student that gratefully want an A+. That's what I need. The disciples wanted the teaching of the rabbi. That's what the woman's got to desire. I want your mind. Lord Ty, I want your mind.
Come on, y'all.
That's point blank.
Come on, lady.
Talking like that, my lord, then I can't say milady. So it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Shout out to Sylvester Tucker. I don't know who you are.
My bro, that's my dude, bro.
Okay.
Yes,
let me shout him out real quick.
Yes, shout out to you, King Sly. We hooped you up yesterday. My bad. That's what we do.
Well, brother, if you're new to the page, please hit the like, share, and please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to let you know when we are live this coming Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We will be live. So hope to see you then, my brother. All right, King Dwayne, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this late session in.
That's why I had to bring you back in. Let me bring him back in because I need him to clear that up to talk about.
All right, boy. I'm gonna get this late session in real quick.
All right, okay, bet.
All right.
But yes, so that's it right there, y'all. When you freely submit your will, I'm gonna put it back up. And I'm gonna let you go. But when you freely submit your will to fulfill the will of another, and it is godly, it is divine, not just freely submitting your will to somebody that don't have your interest at hand, but when it's godly and divine, everything that you were struggling with, everything that you had problems with is just gonna raise up off you like a weight. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like a weight is left. It's gonna be like, you ever had a bowel movement? I know this is gonna be kind of nasty, but you know what I'm saying, your stomach ever been hurting and you ever felt weighted down after you ate that rib sandwich, after you ate that full pizza, and then you went to that bathroom and you released, and that weight, it just came up off of you. That's just what it's gonna be like when you really engross yourself into the submission, period. That's just what it's gonna be when you do that. I ain't trying to get nothing started up today, but that's what it's gonna be. We appreciate you all for tuning in tonight. Please join us this Thursday. We're gonna have co-pastor Larry Bates of the Community Lifeline Christian Church, Indianapolis, Indiana. This Thursday, February 3rd, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please join us. We're going to have great conversation, dialogue. So hope to see you then. Also, the February 14th date night special, inbox me, Tyron Joe on Facebook, Tyron Joe on Facebook or Instagram. That is at BZNZ Talk, to ask more about the February 14th date night special. So without further ado, let me see real quick. I'm gonna try to leave y'all with this video, and then I'm out of here, y'all. I'm out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in on a Monday night. We just out here doing things. As the Spirit hit said, we need to go ahead on and do a show. So without further ado, we will. I hope that's not in my way. Okay, without further ado, we will see you in a few days this Thursday. Peace. Be blessed, everyone.
This is my season.
somebody run around this church. Don't play them chords. Them chords gonna make somebody lose their mind. This is my season of grace and favor. This is my season to reap what I have sown.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Tyron Joe here with the BZNZ Internet Talk Radio Show. Look like you have called me on my way coming home from work or coming to my hotel from work, whichever one. But I'd like to formally introduce you and formally welcome you to our 2022 calendar year for the podcast. Let's see here. We have some exciting things going on. A few of which I'll speak about right now. That is, we have conversations with the clergy. Many of you have expressed your interest in knowing more about church and getting more topics, hearing more things about church and God and Jesus. So what we're going to do, I have a list of preachers. Really, it don't matter who you are. If you say you're a preacher or a pastor, we want you to come on and talk. But there are some that has declined our invitations. So we're going to go with the ones they do. And this is how it happens. Whenever they say they are available, we are going to put our normal program on hold. We're going to get some teaching in. Please believe there's going to be some teaching. So don't get discouraged on that end. But put our normal program on hold on dating and relationships. And we're going to hear from the pastors, preachers, teachers, clergymen. We are going to hear from them. Also, this brand new right here. My co-hosts don't even know nothing about this one. The month. Well, I ain't going to say the month. I want to say Valentine's Day 2022. That's coming up real quick in a few weeks. What we're going to do, we are going to, I'm going to pay for a date. This has going to work. I need one man and I need one woman that is not a part of my podcast, that is not, not a commentator, that's not a co-host, none of that. But maybe a viewer of the podcast, a supporter of the podcast. We looking for you. And we looking to match you guys up. 2 things I need you to do. Come on to the show before Valentine's Day. And then after Valentine's Day, do the follow-up show. You do those 2 things, I will reimburse you how much ever you pay for that date. How about that? Can't be beat, can it? Also, we got merchandise. We got merch. Please get you some merch. If you're interested in it, go ahead and hit up the Instagram page. Let me know your t-shirt. Let me know what color and size, and we'll get that taken care of. I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'll probably come back in a few weeks and give you another greetings. But some things to just think about for this year. Be a friend and not a twin. Real men drink water because our ladies need us to be King Kong in the bed. If you don't drink your water, you can't use your third leg. And also, here's our last one. Last thing that I want you guys to think about for the year. Do not reason with the season. Don't reason with the season. Just accept it and live in it. Peace. Be blessed.